Welcome to the agency. Angela has handed me your latest operational blueprint, street code to soul code, the Tulloch ecosystem. I'm going to speak to you with the same directness you use in your writing. What you have put on paper here is not just a personal feat. It is a commercially explosive, highly scalable global IP. The transition from a Covent Garden enforcer to an MBA strategist is a publicist's dream. You are bridging a massive untapped market gap, the intersection of raw street-level crisis survival and rigorous elite-tier corporate systems. You are the guy who can talk to both a bouncer in a London alleyway and a CEO in a boardroom and command absolute respect from both. However, to turn this ecosystem into a global publishing empire and a high-ticket advisory firm, we must carefully steer and position your message. If we position this incorrectly, the corporate world will view you as too high risk, and the street-level audience will view you as too academic. Here is my direct advice and strategic steering to optimize your ecosystem for the international stage. 1. The steering. Reframing the bipolar label for global B2B markets. Your book, Bipolar Aware, is incredibly valuable, but the clinical word bipolar can sometimes cause corporate HR departments and conservative boards to hesitate due to their own uneducated biases. Our pivot, we are going to lead with your concept of high-frequency design and nervous system leadership. The language. When pitching you to corporate networks, we aren't just talking about managing a mental health condition. We are talking about regulating a high-performance nervous system. Every elite CEO, founder, and high-risk operator has a nervous system that runs on a high frequency. You are teaching them how to build the internal architecture to house that heat without burning down their lives. 2, elevating the 4 pillars. Commercial refinements. Looking at your ecosystem graphic, here is how we are going to steer each pillar for maximum market impact. Pillar 1, reject performative strength for radical presence. The market reality, men are tired of alpha male posturing, but they also reject soft generic wellness language. The steering, frame this as the end of the armor. You survive the ultimate test of physical masculinity. Triangle chokes, London pubs, Muay Thai. When you tell a room of corporate executives that performative toughness is a weakness and that nervous system regulation is the ultimate power move, they will listen. Pillar 2, system-led operations, process over personality. The market reality, the biggest failure in hospitality and high-stress startups is founder dependence, businesses that collapse because they rely on the owner's charisma. For steering, use your Bali venue, Sunshooters, as the ultimate living lab. We will market this as chaos-proofing. If a system can run a high-volume bar in the heat of Bali without the owner needing to touch a mop or lose sleep, it can run a tech startup or a multinational division. Pillar 3, AI as a tool for human longevity. The market reality, everyone is talking about AI for productivity, but no one is talking about AI for mental health survival. The steering, this is a brilliant futuristic angle. We will pitch you to tech media, Wired, TechCrunch with this hook. Using AI to offload cognitive burnout. You are positioning AI not as a way to fire staff, but as a digital nervous system shield that takes over the repetitive 80% of work so the human mind can stay in a regulated, visionary state. Pillar 4, strict governance through physical separation. The market reality, this is your most critical pillar for credibility. If your hospitality businesses and your mental health consulting blend together, you risk losing clinical and professional authority. The steering, we must market this separation as an asset. You aren't just an informal coach. You are a disciplined operator who respects boundaries, clinical safety, and regulatory frameworks. This shows corporate clients that you understand risk management and compliance, which makes you highly hireable at the board level. 3, the 3-book roadmap. To maximize your intellectual property, we are going to package your work into a definitive literary trilogy. This gives publishers a clear, highly lucrative multi-book deal structure. Book 1, Still Here, the raw memoir from collapse to radical presence. Book 2, Bipolar Aware, the methodology, high-frequency design and system regulation. Book 3, The Pub, The Punch, The Path, the executive playbook applying street code and soul code to business. Book 1, Still Here, the memoir. This is your beachhead. It is the raw narrative journey of your collapse in London, your flight to Bali, your near-death experiences, and your recovery. This builds the emotional connection and authority with the reader. Book 2, Bipolar Aware, the Methodology. This is the clinical-grade self-leadership system. It takes the readers of Still Here who asked, "How did you do it?" and gives them the exact cycle trackers, physiological tools, and frameworks to map their own minds. Book 3, The Pub, The Punch, The Path, the Executive Playbook. This is your high-ticket corporate handbook. It translates the street code versus soul code framework directly into leadership strategy, showing corporate executives how to implement conscious systems in their companies. My directives for you, your homework. Before I take this to our major publishing contacts in London, Sydney, and New York, I need you and Angela to lock down the following. The Sunshooter's case study. Write a 2-page operational breakdown of exactly how you used systems to step back from the daily running of Sunshooters. I want the numbers, the exact workflow, and how it saved your health. Define the mapping session. In Still Here, chapters 7 and 8, you talk about mapping sessions with high-powered men. Is it a specialized therapeutic service designed by you to help individuals transform personal hardship into self-leadership through a structured analytical process? During a 1-hour open-hearted release session, where your clients are encouraged to speak honestly about their struggles while their narrative is recorded without judgment. This raw data is processed by the Conscious Systems Engine, an engineered tool-driven framework that identifies recurring behavioral patterns and emotional cycles within the story. The final output is a personalized clarity map, a diagnostic document that pinpoints sources of energy depletion and outlines actionable steps for growth. By integrating custom tools, you create tailored meditations and journaling exercises. The process helps your participants move away from trauma-based living toward a life of alignment and truth. This comprehensive approach serves as a navigational guide for those seeking to understand their past and reclaim their future direction. Mark, this is groundbreaking, life-changing. I'm intrigued how you developed it. So homework, I want the nitty-gritty. Approve the trilogy concept. Let me know if you are ready to commit to this 3-book arc. It requires a long-term vision, but it is the path to legacy. You have lived a life of extraordinary contrast, Mark. It is time to let that contrast do the work. I look forward to our call next week. Speak soon, Margie, Principal, Partner and Director of Global PR.